made it. We're back. Do you remember this guy? This dude over here. Do you remember him? I saw something about him, right? But I'm gonna go into that in a second. Let's check out some of his greatest hits first.
All right, so
Not
what is
really.
this residential center?
Residential center. Mansion. It's just a mansion.
Oh, this is a place that the ministry owns. Well, not own. We're in the process of buying that. Yeah, we don't
So are
own it
you
yet.
renting to buy, or are you?
Yeah, we're leasing to buy.
Oh, okay.
You
Look.
have that as an asset of 2,844,500. So do you own it?
I just answered that, didn't I? I said we didn't own it.
Okay.
Come on, lady.
Where
To
does
buy it.
Come on.
I'm sorry.
We're leasing to buy it. Did
They
you?
lea-
I thought we just said that.
All right, but
Yeah.
you have listed it as an asset worth 2,844,500.
What are you doing? Don't make the man repeat himself. He's a busy man. He's got a schedule.
Oh, that should be more of a liability.
All right, so
Oh,
where
right.
does the number 2,844,000 come from on your asset and liability?
That's, I guess, the appraisal value of the home or the residential center. Yeah.
Is it a home?
No, it's a residential center. We use it.
You're saying it's not something you own, but you have it listed as an asset of $2.8 million.
That's probably a mistake. Like
Yeah,
I
it's just
said,
like
it probably should be a liability.
Okay, and what
Just
goes
numbers,
on at the residential center?
It is really it's a gathering place for our ministry where
Yeah.
I bring in different leaders and also the staff
Yeah.
that we have as a place of, maybe resort and
Exactly.
teaching.
Exactly.
training.
Resort?
Yeah,
Yes.
teaching. A resort where we teach and train.
Where you resort to teaching and training. That's basically what he's trying to say. It is where when you get there, you have no choice but you gotta teach and train. Because it's a ministry focused place. It's very ministry focused. It's not for like enjoyment or anything. Nothing like that. No ways. What are you talking about?
On November 29th, 2013, JMMI paid over $6,000 to,
Yes.
what would that be for?
Well, this is for clothes concerning my TV ministry as well.
So you have to wear Louis Vuitton?
Oh, it don't matter what name it is. The point is
True.
clothing are allocated to us
Yeah,
for
exactly.
ministry purposes as well.
Yeah.
What do you mean they're allocated to you?
In a
You see, like, if you close your eyes and you see a Louis Vuitton logo, like, you see the words Louis Vuitton, that's what you have to get. The cost doesn't matter, bro, because the cost is like the cost is nothing. You have to lay your life down. That's what you have to do. It doesn't matter the price. This lady doesn't get it. She just doesn't understand.
media ministry,
In a what?
media ministry.
Yeah.
Medium.
Okay, or on the road when I'm always traveling and using my clothes, I'm sweating through them. So I'm needing new clothes.
Exactly, bro. Like every single time I sweat through my clothes, I just buy brand new, more expensive clothes. There's no solution to that. There's absolutely no solution when you sweat through your clothes. Like as soon as I'm done here, I'm gonna have to throw it away. I mean, that's it makes total sense. Like why are they grilling this guy?
Also
It's
for
making sense.
television ministry through the years. So
And so you use ministry money to buy your wardrobe.
outfit.
Yes.
It's allocated
outfit.
more towards
Exactly.
ministry.
It's a ministry
apparel.
Does that
outfit.
go into what your income is?
I'm sorry. I don't
Do you
understand.
show that in your income that you got Louis Vuitton clothing?
No, that's
No.
not. That's
That
that
doesn't show.
because
Because that's an expense. Ministry outfit. Ministry outfit.
it
Expense.
don't go there.
It don't go there.
Yeah, it don't
I
go
know
there.
what that means.
That's
It
not.
don't belong there. That's out of place.
What's out of place?
You don't get taxed on things like that.
Yeah. Ministry outfit. Where's the ministry outfit tax? That don't you can no. It don't go there, bro. It don't go there. It just don't go there.
That's for ministry business purpose. So it's
Like,
not,
how am I supposed to go right into like a impoverished area, right, and preach the gospel to these broke people if I'm not wearing like a ministry outfit from Louis Vuitton? How is that possible? How do you do that?
Louis
How do you
Vuitton.
even?
well, it's, you can call whatever you want.
So June 2014, you spent $3,500 by JMMI to Versace in the Bahamas.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yes?
That's-
I'm sure
that's-
that's right.
see, that's a Bahamas ministry. That's a whole different situation entirely.
That's if it shows there.
And that was for closing for you?
Yes, probably. Yes, most likely.
So you don't see that there's any problem when you're ministering to the poor, the sick, the needy, to be
No, you see, like, you gotta go to the poor with like the most expensive clothes that you can possibly wear. It's very necessary. You have to do that. If you don't do that, they're gonna think that like coming to salvation is about nothing. Like, so obviously when you preach God to them, they have to see the riches of the Lord. That's extremely important. If they don't see that Louis Vuitton clothing, if they can't see that, how are we supposed to, like, how do you really get the message across? How do you do that without it doesn't work?
appearing in Louis Vuitton and Versace?
Well, that ain't something I purchase all the time.
No, it looks like you did several times in,
I mean, I'm a very frugal
Yeah, but I mean, like, what?
person when it comes to this. I go to the right places to get a lot of suits, and if I get some from those places, you don't see that.
you
in
don't
that
see, I
bill.
don't see Macy's.
No, you don't see that, because Macy's don't have the kind of suits that I wear. But what I'm saying is,
Exactly. Because he was commissioned by the Lord to wear Louis Vuitton and not Macy's. You can't. That's why.
this Louis Vuitton things, you don't see that in our charges all the time.
2013 and 14, JMMI spent over $30,000 in your clothes. Does that sound about right?
What year was that?
It's because of the
13 and
ministry.
14?
Oh God, yes, because I was traveling. So
Oh, flip.
and
Oh, and he was
sweating
sweating.
through all my
Oh,
clothes. Exactly. That probably wasn't enough.
Oh, yeah. Not even close.
Just have so.
But they have to be top of the line expensive ones.
No, they're not top of the line clothes.
Louis
actually.
Vuitton's not top of the line?
Those not where I get my suits from.
No.
Well, you got something
The-
from them for
yeah.
spent thousands and thousands.
Well, the belts are more lasting, so that's good.
Come on, you're buying belts for $5,000?
No, I mean
Okay.
multiple belts, not.
August 2000.
That's true. The belts are more lasting. That's true. Especially like if you're like if you're a heavier guy. Because if you're out there preaching the ministry and your belt just flies off and a buckle slaps somebody in the face, are you kidding me? Like, they're never gonna get saved after that. Basically, they'll be like, you know what? The embarrassment? It's too much. Like, they
2014, you went to the Gucci store in Troy and purchased something.
Yeah,
What
like
would
I
that
say,
be?
it probably was a belt or
yeah, it's probably
maybe shoes. I don't
Belt
know.
or
But I
shoes?
don't usually buy my suits from these very expensive places. I just get the
it's just
the
those ones.
things that.
Isn't it a little offensive to be driving around in a Bentley and a Mercedes to people that
She doesn't get it. She doesn't get it, man. She doesn't understand what the ministry calls for. She doesn't.
really, are impoverished and sick and ill and AIDS and drug rehab? Isn't it a little offensive to sort of being show placing what you have?
Well, dear one, I don't show place to people, and I'm not
Well,
in
Bentley.
that car.
He's,
You don't
but he's
see
a
me
humble
driving
guy.
around that
He's
car every day. I don't do that.
like, you have to
But
look
it's in the
within.
ministry. Everybody in the
You gotta look within though. Like that, she's looking at the out. She's looking at the outward appearance.
ministry sees you. You said you drive it.
I have
Amen.
before. You just asked me have I drove it, but it ain't something I drive every day or even every year. I don't do that. I
Yeah.
have drivers.
Yo, let's just be honest here, okay? Those people see him getting that money, and they don't stop, bro. They continue giving him the money. So what? So what? Like they could have stopped when he bought himself like rims for his like Ford, you know. Like they could have stopped there. They didn't stop. So he's gonna get himself a Bentley, bro. Tax free. You gotta keep going, brother.
Mercedes might be offensive and hurtful even.
It could be offensive if they didn't know my life, but they know my life. It would be offensive to someone like you who's trying to make it bad.
That's true.
But,
So it's
'cause your
important you
attitude,
When you're trying to hate on the man of God,
have a Bentley.
it ain't really important. That don't make me.
Then you also have a Land Rover that you lease.
Range Rover.
Range
oh
Rover,
yeah, right.
Yes, it's not
Get that
a-
right.
it's a
Write
Range
it down.
which is the better one? I don't even know.
I don't know. Just cars. That's all.
All right,
Don't look on the output. Exactly.
Then
she don't get it.
there's a series of
man.
documents that total almost
She doesn't get it.
$50,000 to Limo Land
Oh yeah,
in
no.
2013 and 14. You have to answer yes instead.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What was that for?
That was to cut the Mercedes into a limo.
It was to cut the Mercedes.
Into a limo.
Very necessary.
And who
Very
needs
necessary.
that?
No, that's for guests.
That's for
For
many.
gas
Yeah.
and for you.
See, bro,
It's
like normal people like that live on the normal level. They just will set out like some tea and some biscuits or whatever. Can you imagine being his guest? This man loves his guests. That's just pure love. He loves his guests so much that he will prepare a Mercedes-Benz into a limousine so that you can experience the fullness of the love of God. It's for the Lord. It's a,
When you're
For
entertaining
I
guests.
get it,
guests?
brother. I
Yes.
get it. They
When
don't
you're
understand.
Well, I'm not. When we have guests come in, high-profile people, we
These are
You have to have a limo.
these are high-profile people.
don't have to have a limo, but
And a
we-
Mercedes.
But he's a
limo.
good man. He's a good
we
man.
treat them.
Exactly.
You treat them?
Yeah.
I said that we
Yeah.
we have hospitality. Maybe that's a
She don't
better
know.
word.
That's a foreign word. She don't get the hospitality,
Okay, then-
And
brother.
this is not the first one the ministry's had.
Exactly.
not the
Another
first.
Mercedes limousine. Yes, right. So
Limo Land, almost $50,000 total.
almost 50,000
And that was
To cut
for what? To make a limo.
to cut the Mercedes into a limo.
And you
it
think that
became-
was a good use of the money that people donated to you?
You don't like your
JMMI?
guests?
Well, I mean, the banks certainly have looked at that on our books as good because it has an appraisal value of almost 200K, a little over 150,000.
So, but you got this from.
Like even the banks see the vision, bro. You want to turn your Mercedes-Benz into a limousine? Oh, yeah. I get it. Because you got to entertain the guests. High-profile guests of the Lord. They deserve the utmost best. They deserve Louis Vuitton. They deserve belts that never break, no matter how hard you stress them with that chicken dinner, no matter what you do. Those belts have got to be... Those belts, basically, the belts have to be of such a high quality that it represents your allegiance to the Lord. That you can place your trust in that belt and it will never fail you.
We really invested really good. The banks
No, I'm
really
just
think
asking
that.
if that's what you did.
No, not the way you're saying it. It's you're fortifying, forging
I'm forging?
with your mouth. Yeah.
Just
Fortify
the
your
question
mouth.
is,
Okay.
did
She be forging with her mouth. Stop forging, man. So where is he now? This clip from Fox 26 Houston explains what the situation is right now.
Abigail, thank you. And tonight, a follow-up to a disturbing case that went viral in Houston and all across the country for that matter yesterday. We're talking about David E. Taylor. He was arrested and accused of using a church as a cover-up for human trafficking and money laundering. Fox 26.
Freaking crazy. I knew there was going to be something like money laundering, fraud, something like that, but human trafficking, that's wild.
Sherman DeSalle broke the story and has been gathering more information.
Michelle Brannon, listed as the
Oh,
executive director.
okay. So this is Michelle. This is not his wife. This is just Michelle, like a business partner or something.
Michelle Brannon, listed as the executive director of David E. Taylor's Kingdom of God Global Church, appeared in federal court Thursday. Several locations affiliated with the organization, including the JMMI building in North Houston, were raided simultaneously by the FBI Wednesday. Sources tell Fox 26 people found in some of these locations were in need of medical care and refused it. Gospel artist Vicky Yohe posted a video online shortly after the arrest. In her book, she says she dated Taylor for some time and tried to expose his crimes in the past.
Today was a victory for those who had no voice or who were afraid to expose the truth. They get to wake up from their nightmare like I did several years ago.
The new court documents reveal potential fraud and major labor abuse. Alleged text messages to victims in the case.
I love to see it. I love to see it. I'm glad.
Reveal Taylor and Brannon demanded them to apply for government-funded EBT cards. They would then use those funds to purchase food for the staff. There were also times when staff would not eat or sleep if they didn't raise enough money for the organization. September.
What, dude? How do you not? How do they not think that this is like? How do they go on living and acting and thinking that this is like a Christian organization? How do you do that? Something had to click that it's just not right.
2021 text reads, make sure no one eats until these numbers change. If they don't, you'll work until 4 a.m. Tell everyone they are not eating. In that same month, purchases were made for lavish items and expensive food. $10,000 worth of king crab legs.
And that's the type of evidence, if the government has that evidence and has some of the people who are going to testify, that's the type of evidence you just don't get, you don't run away from.
Isn't this the same guy who was facing some issues over his finances just 10 years ago?
That was 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And this is what I was saying earlier on. These people see this guy flourishing in all his money and all his finances with these limousines that are made from Mercedes-Benz, and they continue to give him money. His money must have come from somewhere. It must have come from people who believed like in his ministry and stuff and continue to give him. But like, don't you see the way that he is just squandering the money on whatever he wants to squander the money on, and yet they continue to give him money? I don't get that. That's something I just don't understand.
Was deposed, it went viral, everybody was wondering then. So a lot of people are wondering what would make it different now with him trying to fight this in court.
Money allegations when you're raising money as a church is a little bit different than when you've got people coming in and saying, I couldn't leave and I was forced to take plan B. And this is the type of stuff that you can't wash that off.
So this is next level. This is not like where you have people that are volunteering, right? This is not just volunteers. These are people that offer their voluntary services. Once they are offering their voluntary services, they are taken advantage of in that context. That way, he avoids a very specific charge. I'll talk about that in a second. Just check this out.
So Tritico goes on to say the amount that they're accused of collecting, over $50 million, won't be taken lightly in court either.
All right, so Sherman's here at the desk with me now. You spoke to someone, because this raid didn't happen just here in Houston, multiple different states, including Michigan. So now you had a chance to speak to someone in Detroit who was actually worried that their former spouse was in the church here in Houston.
That's right. They have family not too far away from Detroit. So they chose not to speak on camera, but their story is similar to a lot of people in this case. People would leave their spouses to work for the church. They wouldn't have much contact with them. They would beg them to leave.
Why?
Help, and we're looking at some serious claims of abuse and manipulation here.
Very in-depth story. Sherman, thank you so much, man. He's the one that broke this story. He's been all over it now for the last 2 days, so we appreciate it.
Good man.
No problem.
I'm glad that they're cooking this man. So where is he now? I checked for any most recent article, and I think this is one that I found. This was from Church Leaders. I'll post this link in the description, and it says that self-styled apostle David E. Taylor was denied bond on October 17th and pleaded not guilty to charges of human trafficking and money laundering. According to Click on Detroit News, his associate Michelle Brannon, that's the Michelle that he talks about in the video, faced the same charges and was granted bond on September 30th. Okay. So basically, because he was denied bond, he is sitting in jail right now. Right now. That's good. Praise the Lord for that. That's great. Fantastic news. But one thing that I thought was interesting was the charges that he's facing. I saw that he was actually facing charges of forced labor. So let's just be honest, forced labor charges sounds like slavery, so I had to ask the question. And I asked and I said, no, forced labor is not the same as a charge for slavery, though the two are closely related, they overlap. And the difference basically is that slavery is often tied to involuntary servitude, which I mentioned earlier on. So basically, this guy would, because you volunteered to work in his church, that already removed the charge of being able to say that this is like slavery or something, right? So these volunteers he had working, but then he put them under quotas, and their quotas were unrealistic, which means that they were forced to work under conditions that they could basically not overcome, and he forced them to starve under those conditions, even like to that extent, to starve. That is absolutely crazy. I'm so glad that they caught this dude. What a loser, what a freaking loser, man. Anyway,